Hello, I'm Elias and I'm studying animation at Animationsinstitut. And today I want to present you our project, A Juggler's Tale. We are a group of students that are studying animation, interactive media and technical directing. But first of all, I will show you a quick overview about our project. Okay, so you saw our small trailer for our work on A Juggler's Tale, and now I want to tell you something about animation. My road to Animationsinstitut. I always made short movies, first with a crappy camera, but then I used stop motion with puppets, with small Lego figures, and it was a kind of an effort, and I searched for a smarter way, which was for me 3D, because 3D is, for me, it was easier to learn. So I discovered the 3D software Blender, which is free, and it's still my favorite program. And I watched tutorials on YouTube, and got stuck to it. And I wanted to study this because I really liked it, and I searched on the internet and I found the Animationsinstitut. And I said, yeah, that's where I want to study. And I was here at Study Information Day and saw all the techniques that the students are working with, and all the studios that you can work in and that you can film in. And I said, I have to go here. And I have to get 1 year of experience. So I did some internships after the school. So I was in a mocap studio first and was then motion editing intern. And then I moved on to a small advertisement agency and worked there for like half a year. So in total 1 year. And then I applied for the studies here, and started with basic studies in 2015. Now about animation in general, what you can study here. Of course, animation is like a big field, but the most important field, or the most important part, is of course like animator. If you want to be animator, 2D or 3D, you're definitely in the right place here. But also concept artist, or people that do 3D modeling, rigging, texturing, shading and lighting. And of course, story development and storyboarding is also a big part here, because you have to make a movie that is meaningful, and so you have to develop a nice story and not just effects. So story development is definitely a point that you can study here as well. And compositing and effects, of course, it belongs to mostly every movie, so you can study this here, of course. So what is an animation or effects student doing here on a project like A Juggler's Tale? First of all, we had like concept artists that did like the concept art for us, where the modeling could orientate on. We had some people that did story development. We worked with some people from screenwriting over from the Filmakademie, but also 3D modeling, which was like a big part because all of our assets were modeled by ourselves or by one guy from our team that did all the 3D modeling. And character animation, because without character animation we wouldn't have like animated characters, and you wouldn't feel like any life inside this world. So this was definitely also an important field. And of course lighting, shading, and also scene dressing. So here you can see like 3 screenshots from like the same scene but in different states. So first of all we had like just the rough blocking, but we did some landscaping and put in some scene dressing stuff, put in like grass and ground and houses, and then the final scene comes together. Now I want to hand over to my colleague Dominik Schön, which is studying interactive media.
Hi, my name is Dominik. I study interactive media at Animationsinstitut, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about interactive media with the JUGGLER'S Tale and also my road to Animation Institute. So I started developing mobile games while I was still in school, and always wanted to create bigger games. But mobile games were the only ones that I could create while I was in school, and it was also nice because at that time you could easily publish them on the app stores. I have always been interested in programming, game design, and also art in general. So I wanted to combine these things and focus on game development. So after school, I did 2 internships in 2 different game studios in Germany to see if I really want to stick with that topic and that kind of job in my life. And I found out that I really like it. And so I started with the basic studies in 2015 as well, here at Animationsinstitut. Studying interactive media in general is a little bit complicated because you can do a lot of different things in interactive media. So there's a part of the studies that focus on game and level design concept development, but also developing room installation and exhibits. It's basically all about creating interactive experiences in no matter form, like the format is very open. So there are also students that create web apps or dive into user experience design. And you can focus on the concept and story part of the whole interactive experiences, or on the art and design for interactive and also for linear formats. So if you want to create a linear series that has some interactive parts, that's also something that you can do here. And of course, if you're interested in programming and also are interested in the stuff behind, like the concept, then maybe interactive media could be also interesting for you. So what do you do as an interactive media student on a project like a JUGGLER'S Tale? I was busy doing a lot of different things, which I can show you now. So we created this huge game design wall at the beginning of the project, where we brainstormed a lot of different ideas and what the game should tell and what the game should be all about. And then we started blocking puzzles very early on paper to get an idea of the level design and all the stuff that needs to be programmed for doing those puzzles. And later we transferred them into the engine. So those are some steps that I can show you here. So first you block the puzzle in a very rough style, and then we gave it to a concept artist who then painted over it. This is what the concept artist then created, and in the end we brought it back together in the engine and created a puzzle location that looks very nice and also has the blocking elements still in there. So in the beginning you do a lot of stuff that looks like this, which is not that nice and fancy looking, but you do the layout of the puzzles and the game design and program all the stuff. And then in the end, you can make it look very nice together with the other artists. This sometimes can get very confusing and complicated. This is a puzzle location from our game where you can see a lot of different parts of work coming together. There are a lot of scriptable scripts and objects coming together to create the puzzles in our game. Yeah, that's basically from me. And I will now hand over to Enzio, who was technical director for the project and is studying technical directing.
So, hi, my name is Enzio Probst, and I'm a technical director. So, how I came to my studies is I was always interested in computer graphics and did it as a hobby also since school. And I was always interested in all the technical backgrounds. I'm interested in physics, maths, IT, and computer graphics, and how the final image in computer graphics is actually made. Then I heard of Filmakademie and Animationsinstitut and visited the study information day as you are today, and really liked it, and then decided to do my internship, which I did in Stuttgart in a VFX company, and then started with the basic studies in animation at first, which is a bit of an unusual way, as technical directing is normally an advanced studies where you enter later and have studied something else before, like IT or something similar. So technical directing in general means that a technical director has the overview, the technical overview of a project. So he knows which tools are used and why they are used and how they work together. So pipeline is also a very big topic, which basically means that data between those tools is interchanged properly, and that the whole workflow works with as less friction as possible. You also do tool development, which means developing automations for certain tasks which are repetitive, or you develop solutions for problems that are technically hard to solve, which sometimes means rigging for complicated rigs. Also, you use technology here like a mocap system or live camera tracking system on set, and yeah, it's really nice to have the opportunity to use those. So on the example of our project, I will tell you a bit about what I did on the project at Juggler's Tale. So one big field is research, which is mostly done digitally by learning different resources, but sometimes also physically, like here, where we went to a puppet theater to look at how puppets look and how they move and how they work. So we then use this knowledge to implement it. And here, for example, I programmed the physics of the strings in our game and made it possible to attach them at certain points. So the puppets can get stuck, and even they can be ripped apart. So also I programmed a camera spline system, which we use to control the camera during the play. So when the player moves, the camera always finds a proper location where it can see the player and has a nice viewing angle, and it's controllable for us game developers as much as possible. We also used the mockup system of Animationsinstitut to capture some animations for our puppets, which we couldn't find in the database we are using. And also, as we develop a game where frame rates matter, I did some optimizations for character animation to make it possible, in this example here, to display 10,000 moving and animated characters at once on a screen in real time. Those are the fields that I covered. Thank you.